Well, hello, my name's Sap, and I'm here to talk about Persona 3 Reload. Now, my relationship with the original Persona 3 is a bit shaky because I played that game when I was really young, like extremely young, and I was not good at video games, so I don't remember making it very much through that, and it happened with a lot of games, honestly. It took me a while to get into Monster Hunter as a kid. It didn't happen until I got a little bit older, and that's when I started to really get more into games that had a little extra level of difficulty to them. But technically, this was my introduction to, well, Persona and the larger world of Shin Megami Tensei. And since then, I've played every other Persona game and a lot of mainline SMT, along with a bunch of the other spin-offs. And it's really became a franchise that I'm a fan of. But in all that time since then, I never revisited Persona 3. And when I saw this game was going to be released, I decided to wait because I was planning to finally, after many years, actually sit down and play it. But I said, hey, okay, we got a remake coming out. Why not just wait and see? And I was pleasantly surprised. And I see why this game is held in such high esteem within the community as a whole. I mean, one reason I see is because this was really like the transition between the original two Persona games that had a lot more elements akin to, well, SMT, and this is when the series really kind of came into its own and shifted into what we know today, where you have a larger focus on relationships, you know, because you have the social links, building relationships with different characters around you, and even romance, and particularly your day-to-day school activities and all the different things you can do around the world. And that's really what pushed Persona into being what it is today. The original two games are good. I'm actually planning to replay those too, and they have a lot of great stuff to them, and the story is actually really engaging. But the story of this is also something that's fantastic. Particularly the overarching theme of the story of Persona 3 is that of death and coming to terms with it, accepting it, and working through death. Not only the fact that you yourself will die, but also the death of those around you, particularly those you care about. And I'm glad I came back inside to play this, because that's a story and an idea and just a whole host of concepts that I can personally sympathize with, and I have my own experience with those types of things in my life as a whole. So that, combined with the characters being pretty well fleshed out and being generally enjoyable, and particularly on the social link side of things, and of course the main story is also engaging, but I find myself really drawn to this. And though I played Persona 3 as a kid and didn't ever finish or really play much through it, I know enough about it to know that there are some changes in this. They've added a lot of stuff to make it kind of similar to Persona 5, so they've kind of updated some systems here and there and added a few things. And yeah, there's probably some things that have been removed, but I don't really know all of that. Like I said, I only played the game a little bit when I was younger, so I won't really pick up a lot of stuff that a person who's beat the game once or twice or three times, the original I mean, who might be able to pick up on all the differences. But at least from what I've heard, they followed the original script and gave that to the new voice actors. But who knows, a person, like I said, with more experience might play this game and be like, oh, there's this and that and this and that was removed, and that might influence your purchasing decision and if you really want to play this, which is completely understandable, because nobody really likes something they have such a deep emotional connection to be altered, especially when it's being re-released, because it takes away a lot of the emotion and the charm that may have originally been there. But luckily, the original games are available on Steam now and other platforms, particularly portable, I believe, or you can always just download a ROM, whichever works best for you. But for me, this was a positive experience. And in terms of gameplay, well, it's a Persona game. The gameplay is good. I've always engaged very well with Persona, SMT, hell, even the Raito games are fun. And of course, Devil Survivor as well. That's another just immaculate gem. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. But Atlas has a good job when it comes to this general franchise of making engaging gameplay loops that keep you really engaged, especially because you do a lot of grinding when you're going through Tartarus and such. So it really has to be something you engage well with for you to really get a lot out of this game. Of course, you can engage in all the other gameplay aspects that are out in the regular world, but you're going to have to do this either way, because you have to go through the entirety of Tartarus, all 264 floors, to play through the final part of the game. game. So hopefully if you decide to pick it up, this is an element of the game that you find engaging, but I think you will. And like I said, with the updates, if you're a person who came into the series with something like Persona 5, there's things here that will make it a lot more comfortable for you to enjoy. But I also know some people are going to be hesitant because this game is $70, which I've never liked the $70 price tag for brand new games, let alone remakes of games. But hey, I think that's a battle that's already lost because they're going to keep charging that. Heck, one day it might go up. And depending on where you live, it can just be incredibly steep to purchase a lot of new games coming out. And I'm seeing it even more because you see on places like Steam, even there you have the transition of prices for games going from $60 to $70. And that's probably another thing that will impact some people's decision on whether this is something to play. But I won't say too much about that because hey, it's like a hobby, playing video games and such. So I do set money aside to do so, and also I do collect like Warhammer figures and a bunch of other incredibly high-priced things for the sake of just enjoyment. So hey, $70 is really a drop in the bucket, I guess, depending on how expensive your other hobbies are. In comparison, when it comes to visuals, of course they've updated the game's visuals. It's running on the Unreal Engine now. I believe that SMT5, which is another good game, also ran on Unreal. I can't remember because I don't remember like the like the intro part where they show, oh, this engine was used, this company made that. You know, the whole opening part of the game. I don't remember if Unreal Engine was on there, but just from the looks of it, I'm pretty sure it was. When you look back at SMT5, just visually screams an Unreal Engine game. And it looks good, you know. As long as it's well used, Unreal Engine has the ability to make some really good looking games, and it's slowly shifting to being more of an industry standard. It already really is, but you see a lot of companies that were originally working with their own engines shifting over. So yeah, it's not a bad looking game. It's good to rest your eyes on. There's some nice little details here and there you can see in certain scenes with characters and all that, and overall I like it. Aesthetically, SMT, Persona, all that always had a nice aesthetic, and along with nice music, you have the nice animated scenes. All that stuff really ties the whole experience together to create something really enjoyable, and it feeds into multiple aspects of what makes something good for me. And I'm happy that this came out, and I'm happy I decided to play it and experience something that I really should have years ago, but sadly my youthful inability to play hard games kept me from experiencing it. And I'll probably check out the original Persona 3, particularly I'll check out Portable, because at least from what I know that has more content, so that's probably the best one to go with. And I believe there's going to be DLC for this game as well, like expansion wise, so I'll be waiting to see that. I don't really know when that's supposed to come out, and this is nice to play because I plan to go through all the other Persona games again. Right now I'm going to play through Persona 1 again because I dabble with that game a few times, and also Persona 2 and 4 and 5 again, and that's gonna be a fun experience. It's gonna take some time because you really want to do all this stuff. It takes a while, you know, but it's worth it, truly. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble for who knows how long about a game I enjoyed. If you did, you can subscribe or do whatever you like. It's up to you. It's a free country. I don't know, you might not be living in the country I'm in, so maybe you live under a dictatorship or something, I don't know, but whatever. Thank you for watching. Peace. I'm out.